Here we go. It's time to pick a map. It's time to pick players. And it's time to play the game. Offbeat, good to see you. I fell asleep yesterday, turn 151. Dude, it got pretty grueling at the end. First ban is Inland Sea. No Inland Sea. Damn it. I wanted to do an Inland Sea game. Even though they can be a little boring sometimes. I like Inland Sea games. Inland Sea is off the board. Continents and Islands is off the board. Are we going to see a Simfest, Seven Seas or Highlands? Or are we going to get back onto the Pangea and get a little bit more action? Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Next map ban is going to be Seven Seas, which means Team 2 is going to have a choice between Highlands or Pangea. So they want a Simfest, they want to get into the action. Let's see what happens. It's going to be... What is it going to be? What's it going to be? What's it going to be? Highlands! We're going to play in Highlands. There you go. So, Sphinx had the last choice, and they said they want Highlands. Of course, BTS is Team 1, as I mentioned in Civ. The second team is Sphinx. We played with, we watched them play yesterday. So beautiful. I'll have poker with the boys tonight, but I'll keep the stream open. I appreciate that, bud. I hope you don't have to endure 8 hours again. I mean, I'd sign up for 6. I don't mind 6. 5 or 6 hours. Good game. Has a nice finish. That's fine. But between waiting for people to reconnect after nuke crashes and desyncing that came after that, and then relobbies that came after that, and then repeating the cycle, it was pretty brutal. First ban, Spain. So strong. So strong. They, even with the slight nerf that they got, they're still very strong. Nobody wants to play them. They have both the benefit of amazing trade routes and, of course, the potential for an amazing timing push with their conquistadors. So, Team 1 has banned them. As we've talked about, since the Big Fire Axis update, the meta has changed for bans. There's a lot more new civs, Maya, Spain, Khmer. France got even a buff, but there's lots of civs out there that got even better or got really, really awesome from being insignificant. So the banning phase has gotten a little bit different. Russia's got to come off the board. They on Highlands map, Russia's like crazy, crazy, crazy good because they're going to get guaranteed a massive piece of tundra to play with, and if they know what they're doing, somebody can really do some damage there. Yeah, an 8-hour 50-minute game during CCC. Oh wow. Didn't believe my CV was happening. Eight. Oh, really? 6 relobbies, 4 subs. Absolute shit show. And you pulled off the CV victory anyway, right? Nice. Gaul is an interesting ban. Of course, Gaul did get a bit of a nerf, and then with all the other civs, but the Gaul's still very strong, especially on Highlands. Maori, of course, has to come off the board. So Team 2, it's their responsibility to get rid of the crazy stuff, right? Russia, crazy good on Highlands. Maori, completely broken on Highlands. Very smart bans coming through for Sphinx here. We'll see what happens. They'll probably want to make sure they get rid of Khmer as well. They'll want to make sure that Khmer's get banned. So if it's not banned here by Team 1, which I doubt it will be, they could. Oh, no, they did. There you go. Khmer's off the board. So they don't necessarily want to play it themselves, obviously. Canada could get banned here, although Canada's tempo is a little bit messed up. There's Maya as the other ban. That's the smart one. It's actually worked out really well for Team 2 because letting Maya get through would have sucked, but they would have had to ban Khmer. So Khmer getting banned for them works out really well into the Maya ban. Gorgo is the number 1 pick here for the Brazilian contingent of BTS. And I don't mind Gorgo as a pick here. They're very strong, of course. They got a really nice buff out of the patch. Out of the update from Fire Axis. And we'll get to see him in action. Let's see what they can do. Korea is extremely strong on Highlands. Korea is definitely somebody I would be willing to pick in the first phase. You often see Korea banned in the second phase because it gets through the first banning phase, and sometimes people don't give it the credit it deserves, and then they end up letting it slip, and then people are like, oh shoot, we better ban Korea. So that's typically what happens. Same kind of thing with Rome. Rome on Highlands is amazing. I would easily take a pick on Rome in the first phase of picking, but it often just slips through. And then once it slipped through, then people get to that second banning phase, and it's another one like, oh shoot, we got to get that out of here. So yeah, good evening, Arjan. Good to see you. Ethiopia is a fantastic pick here. Ethiopia is another one of those ones that often got banned in the first phase, but now you got to get rid of Khmer and Maya and Spain, and sometimes Gorgo and all those. So it's like Menelik went from being almost always banned to making it through. I like, you know who I like here with a mixture with Menelik is I like going with a Mali here. No, okay, they're gonna go with Catherine. Okay, so that's not bad. They're gonna need some money makers, but I really like that mixture of Menelik and Mali. Mali can make a ton of money. Menelik won't, but they both have very strong win condition abilities. But in any case, Mali's going to slip through, and we're going to play with some Catherine Black Queen today. It was banned yesterday, and it's made it through here. Catherine Black Queen, incredibly strong. So they're going to make a good combo here early on. So lots of options here. Rome, like I said, is an option. Korea. Cree is amazing on this map. There's Cree right there. Poundmaker is picked, and that's a good combo right there. Cree will make lots of money. Gorgo, very strong. So we'll see what happens. Bronto, good to see you. Enjoy your couple of hours off. I did enjoy my couple of hours off. I got a good night's sleep actually. Imperial Guards versus Gorgo, fast fascism, good match. Yeah, it could be a good matchup for sure. It could be a very good matchup. Gorgo versus, that's a lot of military power and fast fascism abilities and stuff like that. It could be very interesting. But yeah, we're on to the next draft banning phase. Sorry. Yeah, I think the picks so far, I thought the bans were pretty smart. I thought the picks were pretty good. Still lots of good stuff available, of course. Mali is there. Rome is there. Korea is there. Very good candidates. Mapuche is sitting there as well, still available. So those are all bans, potential civs to get banned here, or if not banned, then picked. Speaking of which, Mali is off the board. So, and Team 2 gets first pick, keep in mind, right? So that's actually Sphinx saying, we don't want you guys to have Mali, but we're not going to play him either. So there you go. They're going to take them off the board. They obviously have a plan in place for what they want with their next pick, which is going to be first in the second phase. And it's not Mali. So let's see what happens. Rome, there you go. Like I said, right? They for whatever reason, they decide not to get picked, but then they get to that second banning phase, and the team is just looking around each other like, okay, who's there that we don't want the other team to have? Oh, shoot, don't give him Rome. Ban it up. And, yeah. Teddy Rough Riders, another civ that's gotten pretty good. They got a bit of a buff with the changes that were made by Fire Axis, and it looks like they may be the ban for Team 2. I don't mind that. It's not too bad. Ban all the civs, Seb. Imperial Guards are fair and balanced, as we saw yesterday. Yeah, exactly, Offbeat. Exactly. Yeah, just get to those and, yeah, completely fair and balanced. You're unpushable until nukes. Unpushable till nukes. And then you just upgrade about 4 or 5 of them, and then you can march over top of somebody like they don't even exist. 4v4 all candidates. Okay, Mapuche, like I said, so I called 4 civs for potential bans. 3 of them got banned. Korea's still sitting out there. Victoria is very strong, although I would prefer, since they're still sitting there, I would have preferred Japan here. Victoria on Highlands not nearly, I think, as good as a Japan is, but still a fine pick. They got lots of skills. They got a good mid to late game ability, and of course, Half Price Harbors is going to let them get gold online quickly. And when you've got a couple civs that are probably going to need gold, then Not a bad idea at all. Mapuche is gone. Shaka is available. Shaka is a little bit out of meta now since they got their ban. America ban. Yeah, Vod, nobody really wants to play Rough Rider, but people ban them all the time. Rough Riders, I don't know. And we got Basil in the game. Basil made it all the way to second picking phase, and somebody's going to try the Crusade route. Menelik maybe can try to go after a denial of Crusade potentially. But Basil's sitting right there, ready to go. We'll see what happens. Polo Noogies, how you doing? JJ, Highland Sag, I know. I love to play on Highlands because simming's fun, but watching it and casting it, we saw yesterday, right? Like Pangea, and it was action. It was too much action for 8 hours, but it was just action from like Erel Wars and later game pushes and mid game pushes and freaking tanks and arties and nukes, and it was constant action on Pangea. But we're not going to get to see it. There's Japan. I said Japan would get picked, and there they are. Like I said, I probably would have preferred Japan over Victoria there, but either one's fine. I actually really like the picks from BTS. Gorgo and Kree, I think, are really strong picks. And as well as Basil could potentially get nasty. And then Hojo. And then Kree is like commercial hubs first kind of guy, right? And then you combine that with Hojo, who's going to be able to potentially make lots of money with harbors. They'll get lots of gold to support Basil and Gorgo. And then the final pick is Cyrus, also a very good pick. I don't know why. I don't know why we don't get more Korea picks on this map. I feel like Korea is just fantastic on this map. I've seen them do great things, but. All right, that's locked in. There's our teams. Cyrus, like I said, also very good. They tend to go commercial hubs first. Obviously, they have really good internal trade routes, so commercial hubs first on Cyrus is smart. So we're going to have gold makers for Menelik and the Black Queen. So I feel like overall, honestly, I actually feel like both drafts made a lot of sense. I felt like the banning phase made sense for everybody. I felt like the picking phase made sense. There's good balance between military and simming and victory conditions and money making on both teams. I feel like that was a really well done draft on both sides. I don't see any major complaints about the choices that were made. So we'll see what happens. From where are this team? Well, sorry, what? Why Sag? Well, Sag, I think John just saying Sag because Highlands tends to be a sim fest, and it's like see at tanks and arties kind of thing a lot of the time, which isn't necessarily the most exciting to watch, but we'll get to break down all the simming skills and decisions made. Maori was banned. Maori was banned in the first banning phase. So from where are the teams? Oh, sorry. Where are the teams? This is Bait the Settler. BTS is team 1, and they are from Brazil. And the other team is Sphinx, and they are a team from the Civ France server. This is a French team, and they are they actually just recently got promoted to Division 1 of that server, and they played a good game last night. I was quite impressed by some of the simming that they did and some of the gameplay they had. Sunbro played well. Where's the one? Did they change it up? Where's Damory or Damori? Am I missing something? Yeah, they must have changed it up a little bit. I'm not seeing Damori there. Anyway, off we go. Yeah, so these are Bait the Settler, of course, was in the Civ World Cup. I actually played against them one game, and I did at least one, if not two, of their casts, and they're really good guys. They need some improving. They need some more chances to play the game itself at this level. They're a little bit below the highest tiered players, but they keep playing lots and keep getting better, and we'll see what kind of progress they've made in the last couple months since we've seen them. Should be pretty good. Should be pretty good. So yeah. By the way, Max Maxter with the follow 11 minutes ago. Sorry about that. I was just in the middle of jiving out on the picks and the bands and didn't get a chance to jump in. But thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Going to be a good game. I wouldn't say either team has an advantage. Like, both sides have good military options. Both sides have money-making options. Both sides have civs that could create victory conditions. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. And here we go. We're in. We're in. Let's go. We've got a nice big piece of water here in the middle, actually. And it looks like this could be very interesting because Persia and Cree on opposite teams have both spawned on that. Look at the spawn, by the way, from the Cree. I think I turned to settle the tobacco. 2-2 base with Pantheon action. 3-2 food, working off a 1-3 and a 1-4 and a 1-3 and a 2-2. Only thing that they don't have, unfortunately for them, is a lot of camps and pastures. They've only got... Well, they got 2 camps, actually. I was looking for horses and sheep and stuff, but they actually have 2 camps, so that's not bad. 3 is a pretty good number. But yeah, they could do that, and then they could settle like something here, maybe. And they've got really good options up here with a ton of good land. Just absolutely... Actually, God-tier land for Cree. Let's be honest, this is God-tier land from the Cree. Just enough mountains in the area to get good campuses. This is pretty nuts. Just actual glory land right here. Actual glory land. And then on the opposite side where we were talking about Persia here, and whether or not they would compete. They got some good land here, non-fresh. 3-2s. I mean, obviously it's highlands. You're going to have hills and stuff everywhere. Settle positions, potentially if they wanted to go off the water. They don't know where everybody is, so they might want to be safe from being immediately attacked on the water by a Japan or something like that. So they might step up here and take a 2-2 base and have a 2-2 to work, and it'll be pretty good overall for them. There's a couple lost tiles in your first ring, kind of sucks, but no, they're gonna go right in place. Take a 2-1 base, and be right on the coast. And, ooh, see, I don't like it. Why would you go non-fresh when you get the same thing here? I mean, this is a 2-3 base, I'll give you that. But I don't like it. Because now you have a 2-3 base, but you've got no food to work. I don't like that settle. I mean, they've got 2 deer, which is same thing, right? Pastures and it's pastures and camps, so it's the same thing. It's 2. I don't like this. I'll be honest with you, straight up. This was the settle. The 2-2 base, instant faith for your Pantheon, 3-2 to work off of a 1-4. Now you're going to have no food to work. They're literally going to have to buy you a 2-2 just to have anything. Or maybe they buy you the 3-1 and grow and then work the 3-1, 1-4. And you're not going to get your fast Pantheon. I don't like it. Sorry. Let's take a look at what else we got. BTS, settled in place to work a 2-3 and a 2-2. Not bad. This is... that'll make them a little bit contentious against one another. Potentially, if they tried to come around this way. Other than that, though, I would say a fair amount of space for Greece to spread their wings. This is France, who is not on their team, though. So this is actually what we were looking for. This is the potential battle between juggernauts we were looking for, and this will be the playground right here. Who can get settled and simmed faster? Very interesting spawn here. They're going to get a 2-2 base. Working 2-2s, good campus options. They'll have solid expansion options. Good campus potential, 3-2s, a river down here. Lots of really good expands. This is actually going to look really well for France. And look at their continent split here. Oh, Sag. They spawned here. If they just settled in place, not that you would want to, but if they just settled here or here instead, then they could have attacked Greece. But now they can only defend. Oh my god, that is a Sag. Oh. They don't even get home continent for defending all of this. With Greece standing right here. That is going to be a disappointing thing to discover later on. Horrible spawn for Byzantium. 2-2 base working a 2-2, but I mean, I guess you stretch up here and you stretch down here. But it's just really bad. I wouldn't be surprised if BTS decided to use a remap off this. That's rough. That's rough. And not to mention they're actually nowhere near anybody either. Well, actually not too far from London. So they could potentially do a mid-game push. If they come up here, that's not that bad actually. If you get to here and then spawn, maybe do some settles in here, and then potentially here, like you could actually put together a spawn and go get this. As for Victoria, 2-2 base, 2-2s and stuff to work. They'll be able to work the Paco occasionally in order to get themselves a pantheon. They actually have a Giant's Causeway settle. They could throw their second settle right down on the wheat. And, wow, that's crazy. They've got their own inland sea to work with. They've got really good options for settles there and there. This isn't the greatest. Good potential settle in here. They can definitely work with all this. Maybe settle this way, but they would have to compete with Basel coming at them. So that would be with Giant's Causeway, that would certainly help negate any potential for the Crusade. Let's take a look at what everyone's doing. It's turn we turn 5 here. Scout off of Japan. They had a 2-2 base, 3-2 to work. Got 2-2 elephant here, not too shabby looking. They'll have a pretty good amount of land to expand to. Pretty good setup, really. Pretty good actually, not bad. There's Chocolate Hills over here. They have a lot of room around them. They have a lot of space around them. Japan could go god tier here. Japan's got the land to really go crazy, along with Cree. So that would be really good advantages for BTS. What's everybody doing? We're right into a settler here. Double scout coming from the Cree. They bought the 3-1 to work off the 1-4. Potentially they'll buy them a Cree scout as well. Since they are a little bit on their own up here to the top, they're actually got right side and left side flank. Oh, a nice little population hut as well. Paris, they grew to the 2-2. They're gone scout, buy a scout. So they got scout, buy a scout into a second scout here. Double scout into a settler here. Did anybody go scout settler? No, double scout here. Double scout there. Double scout into a settler there. Yeah, everybody went double scout, I think. I don't think a single person jumped into a settler. I would have gone settler here. I mean, you've only got 2 directions to go. I mean, this scout will be able to come out and go this way, I suppose. But I might have gone settler here and got a quick settle in on this nice land here. But, yeah. Settler time for everybody, I would imagine, with the scouts out. Really nice forest fire to help Ethiopia's game. We haven't taken a good look at Ethiopia yet. 2-2 base, lots of twos to work. Good potential settle here. Really good land up here, especially once this kicks off. Is this trees? I'm pretty sure this is trees, so this could continue down here and make that many more good tiles. So, you know, a couple of good settles in here. Really good land up there. Overall, let's take a quick look. So, Japan's over here with a lot of space like we talked about. There's this combination of fighting that could happen. There'll be a fight for this water potentially now between Persia and the Kree. Basil's down here in a little bit of an awkward spot. Hey. But potential to do a mid-game kind of push on England, who will have to fight off of Crusade, but they do have, of course, Giant's Causeway, and they have some good land to settle, so there's a lot of good options here. It's turn 8, and we'll find out if everybody wants to play it or not. Looks like the fire died out before it could get up here, but this is going to make some really nice tiles. For these guys, the settler, of course, is out. They actually got a builder from a hut, apparently, and they've gone and started to do some exploring. Since they probably went astrology first, they don't have anything to do with the builder because they only have a mine to work, or a quarry, I should say, so they needed mining. I would say overall, this is actually quite a bit of water for Highlands. Like, a bunch of big pieces of water. Like, this is more than you typically see. I would absolutely say that offbeat. Like, definitely more water than you would normally see. On a Highlands map. So, we'll see what happens. Who's going to vote for what? The votes are coming in fast and furious. The nays have it. We're going to play. And I'm not surprised. The only person who really had any complaints is probably Basil. But even for them, you know, they've got a good second settle. They have a pretty good settle out here. They can settle up into this with lots of good tiles, really, and they could potentially work all of this. Like, they don't see this yet, but they actually have pretty good potential despite being crammed between a bit of a rock and a hard place. If they can get their food up, this is almost like they could go feed the world here. If they ever went feed the world off of this into Crusade, obviously, they could actually have an explosive capital with all these hills and that. Like, they could actually do pretty boss. They would need feed the world here. Yeah, there's a potential for feed the world to look really good on these guys. Even though, obviously, pen brush is generally the call for Basil. So we have double scout into a settler there. Everybody's working on their settler. They all have generally 2 or 3 turns to go. Technology wise, of course, we have the maybe they finished it. He's still teching astrology, so it looks like they didn't find a wonder. And of course, these guys did, because Victoria spawned right beside one. So he finished it off, which means his holy site could go down. He's getting mining out because he actually has a really good stone circles. I would be shocked if he didn't take stone circles here, because he's got a really, really good one. This settler will absolutely want to come up here and probably just settle right here. Settle here by the 3-3. This is the fastest settle here, probably. Actually, you go turn 1, 2, 3, settle. No, you don't want to really settle there. Yeah, I think you come to here and settle, and then you just got 3-3 into a 3-3. You could non-fresh this for some amazing tiles. Yeah, this is a lot of tempo for them. I don't know why they haven't placed the holy site. Are they're gonna finish mining? Yeah, if they finish mining this turn, it's just gonna make the holy site a little bit more expensive. I don't know where they plan on buying it. Maybe they're gonna buy. Maybe they want to buy this tile and place it here, and that's why he needs mining to do it. That's a possibility. And then he might be thinking like a Gov Plaza set up before he gets horseback riding. Something like that, maybe? We'll see. We'll see. Thank you for the follow. You be dead meat. You be dead meat. Thank you for the follow. So, no surprise he's going north. I would like to see the settle here. Just to save the really good tiles. Like, this is a ton of tempo right here. Just really good stuff. Okay, so there goes the holy site down right there. Which means he could have placed it, and I'm not sure if it would have made a difference on turns or not, but it would have been a little bit cheaper if he'd have placed it. He's heading up here to settle the Wonder, I guess. Pretty good tiles, actually. They're only one production tiles, but with all that culture and gold, there's actually a really good amount of tempo in those tiles. So I would imagine he's going to come up here and settle this. I don't believe it gives fresh water, though, right? Yeah, I don't believe it gives fresh water, no. So second settler really quickly, 1, 2, 3. So he's going to settle right here, I would imagine, in place. It's going to be a lot of tempo. Really amazing tiles, obviously, like we talked about. I wasn't sure I really like the gypsum settle here, but it's going to open up a settle here. It doesn't make anything difference down here, but he could settle that and then something up in here. Probably since he's on the coast, he's going to want to settle coast there, here as well, and give him a couple cities on the coast. He could settle over in here. Lot of production. Should be able to get really good tempo. Lots and lots of good hills. Godland for Cree. Godland for Cree here. I'd like to see them get a builder out after the settler. Get the camps up. Get the trade routes up. Where is Cree? Cree's on writing. They're going to go straight to commercial hubs. Get those commercial hubs down as quickly as they can. And start getting the trade routes up and boosting these cities with tons of food to work all this production. No reason, absolutely no reason why Cree shouldn't have an absolutely unbelievable game. Double settler here, as one would suspect, into the holy site after the first settler there, as well as here. First holy site in 2 versus first holy site in 1, I believe. Yes. We'll have to see about the race for a potential denial. Of course, we saw the first settler was no doubt going to be going to the wheat here. This will work out really, really nicely for them. Got some good harbors. Fishing boat pantheon would work really well for their first couple of cities. And a ton of culture right out of the gate. Wonder settles for both teams. 3-1 base settled down here with a 1-3 to work. I don't hate it. I don't know why. Oh, they had to set. They couldn't settle this because it needed a hill. They needed the hill for their unique district, of course. Not a lot of really good options for settles for them, to be honest with you. Like maybe they come out and settle this wheat, I suppose, but they wouldn't be able to have iron. Maybe they have to settle here because if they have iron, they wouldn't be able to put the district there. We do have an encounter here now. There we go. You could have settled this for a 3-2 base and worked a 3-3, but I like the idea of working a 3-3. I mean, they could have had a 3-2 base working a 3-3. Either would work. I like saving the chop as well. Either would work, but I think this is the right call. I think this is the right call. You're keeping lots more good tiles into the city. This city's going to be turbo. Absolutely turbo, working a pair of 3-3s. And then, there goes the holy site there. And then the other thing, too, is that a non-fresh settle, like up in here somewhere. Like you could non-fresh right here, aqueduct. If you settled here, you wouldn't have been able to settle this. This settle right here is turbo broken. Right? This is the next settler right here. Go granary, well, obviously holy site as well, but granary and aqueduct into ridiculous tiles. If you'd have settled here, you'd had to go up here further and work more desert. I think this was the setup. This is good. Let me just check something. Where's the yields? Okay, so they'll have be able to take their Pantheon next turn. 12 here means potentially God of the Sea next turn. They must have got a Faith. Oh, they've been working this. I think they've been working this. Here's some pressure from Kree. Assemble the Kingdom. How you doing? Let's go BTS. Yeah, this is some good pressure here because now he's gonna have to delay to get this guy out of here, and he's gonna need a unit. They need to buy him a unit. They need to buy him a slinger because he's got a builder out that's gonna need some help as well. Pantheon is out. God of the Sea is in. Going to be fantastic for them. Already with this fishing boat up, they're going to have some really good tiles to work along the water. They're going to have a lot of sea resources they can work as well. It's going to be really good. Chandlers, how you doing? Thank you for the follow. A little bit of pressure here. Archer. Slinger's out. They're going to get a builders for some tempo. I like it with the sheep. Potential Pantheon pick this turn for Ethiopia. I'd like to see stone circles. Holy Site Prayer. They went Monument first, so they're only going one Holy Site into Prayer. We definitely could see a denial here from Ethiopia. If they want it, they can have the denial for sure. Sacred Path was the choice. Sacred Path. So it gives them 2 here and 1 here. On YouTube. Oh, but you don't have it on... Okay, I'll talk to you later. Okay. What was I looking at here? Oh, yeah, Sacred Path. I would have liked Stone Circles. Production tempo. I mean, it speeds it up, but why do that? Why not buy this tile and 1 charge gives you 1 more production versus chopping and mining to get the exact same tile? I mean, you could have worked the horse and the stone, added 2 production to your cities, and kept... Yeah, I don't... Any problem if I do a... A what? You mean like an advertisement? What is divulgation? I'm terrible sometimes. Fishing boat. Where did these guys go in the tech tree? If you're asking if you want, I'd be happy to have you do an advertisement for the channel in your. They love to have the BTS fans out, lighten it up. Be great to have you guys. We had I did the Sphinx game yesterday, and there was a lot of Sphinx fans in chat as well, so we could get some good stuff going. I don't like the non-fresh settle. It translates to disclosure. Okay, thank you, Hindu. So essentially, yeah, post the channel, whatever. Yeah. Very quick takedown of Mexico City, by the way. Really nicely done. Non-fresh, but that's okay. 3-2 and a 2-2. Sphinx for the win. There you go. Sphinx versus BTS. The French versus the Brazilians. Level 2. Builder got out, which is good. Slinger, Archer, going to protect themselves. They were able to get this guy out. What's he gonna do? Go settle this? Settle the rice, maybe? Not a lot of good options over here, honestly. You could just settle the... You could actually just settle this, maybe. Buy the 2-2, some hills. It's not a very good options in that direction. Some really good options down here. That cotton looks fantastic. There's lots of good settles up this way, but he'll need to secure his land a little bit more to get that all going. By the way... just a sec. Oh wow, this got pillaged. So he needs to repair it. He transferred it to this city. So he's a little bit delayed. I just don't think it's going to make a difference. I don't think it can make a difference unless they're finishing another project. He's finishing a project. But I don't think... This is a hill, so I don't think he can settle, right? It's 4 movement. So he won't be able to... He won't be able to... He won't be able to do it this turn. But neither can he. Dude! The denial won't work. This Greece scout absolutely just won the game for them. And if he hadn't moved the prophet over here and he kept the prophet here, then he could have this turn done the religion. Wow. There goes your denial. Assuming they both get it at the same time. As long as he loads into the screen fast enough to not have it denied, it shouldn't be a problem. Incredible tempo, by the way. Getting both of these guys down here, get a Mexico City kill. I don't agree with this settle when you've got all this, but yeah, this is amazing to land up here. This is 100% the settle was up here. This is fine, but 2-1 base work into 2-2, like it's just there's nothing here for you. I mean, there's just 1-2-2 tile in the first 2 rings. Sorry, there's this one. Other than that, I mean, so yeah, I don't know. It's fine though. Like he's getting settlers out. He's got, like I said, tons of tempo. He can get the camps up, get the traders going. Yeah, he's going to be perfectly fine. Oh my god. What? Yeah, exactly, Clem. He would have got it. What the heck? So this Kree Scout got Giant's Causeway and double tapped a 10 strength city, maybe? Wow. That is a big, big problem for them because they're going to have... they needed some early tempo to keep them ahead with Byzantium to the south here. Let's check the religions. Oh, wow. He still did. So he didn't get in fast enough. So my guess is that he got this off before he loaded in, and that actually cost him. Oh, host privileges. So the French versus Brazilians, there's enough lag there, and he was able to move really quick and get the full package, Coral and Crusade, to deny, which means Byzantium was stuck with Tithe. Very disappointing for them. Really crazy swings. No Crusade down here, but first city gone up here. That's actually crazy. Yeah, that's upsetting. That's a little disappointing. I mean, maybe they were just slow. We didn't actually watch it happen, but I just assumed he would be able to click the button to get into the screen fast enough. Feed the World's going to work really good for him, though. He still has the potential to have a really good game. He's got good land. He's going to make England play on the land, so there's nothing wrong there. And England in general is going to be in a lot of trouble because Kree's having a huge game with the land that they have. BTS is in really good position still, so nothing to be too disappointed about. Let's check out Japan. 3 cities going into a couple settlers, like we talked about. They have a lot of space and a lot of really nice land to check out. Let's see where they've scouted as a team. No Chocolate Hills discovery, but they've gotten over here. Lot of discovery here. They know pretty much for sure that they've got all this to themselves. England, like we said, in a lot of trouble up here. They're going to need to feed him a lot of love. We'll see where the settles come in. This is a potential settle up in here. There's a really good settle over here with a forest fire going. So this is fantastic. Get a settler there quickly as you can. Really good options here for campuses as well. Yeah, really good stuff. This is going to work out really well for them. They're actually going holy sites as well. So they're going to see a religious Japan with lots of space. We've seen it before on Highlands. Religious Japan on Highlands with a lot of space can absolutely terrify you. They're going to, of course, not get choral music or feed the world. Little work ethic won't hurt them. Be fine. It's more about the high faith generation into cheap districts, into high early culture from Pen Brush. A ton of momentum. Is this game over already? No. No, not over at all. Lots of things can happen. Really amazing land and space up here for Ethiopia. He's got Crusade if he ever wanted to use it. And of course choral music, so he'll have high culture, but yeah, tons of space to get lots of good settles. Yeah. He's looking really good. Potentially take down a Fez, perhaps, if you don't want to keep it. A lot of free sim capability up in here. Really good solid start coming from Persia. Going to have to be really careful if you're Kree, because Kree went straight to commercial hubs, I think. Yeah, they actually delayed currency and have come back to archery because they probably don't want to waste the era score. But they're not even anywhere near. They could get absolutely devastated if some galleys showed up from Persia. They're lucky that it's only a 1-tile setup here. If this was 2 tiles, I don't agree necessarily. I mean, Kree has an amazing setup right here, with amazing land. I'll give you that. And Sphinx took a hit here, but at the same time, no Crusade makes Basil pretty average. They're a pretty average Civ without Crusade. That makes a big difference in what they can actually do, and they've got kind of crappy land and space, so they're not going to have a good game. And then over here, France has a good opening, and BTS actually has really crappy land here. Greece, which was their number 1 pick, has actually pretty bad land overall. Really bad expands here. They're down into the tundra down here. They ended up with fertility rights, so free builder, and that's it. Not much of a pantheon. I mean, it's fine for tempo, but just to mine as like, this is not a particularly good setup at all for Camp Pantheon would have been amazing. Who got Camp Pantheon? City Patron Goddess on Persia. I absolutely love this for Sphinx. For Persia, City Patron Goddess is fantastic. Goddess of Festivals. Okay, so if they ever get it going, they can get culture on their plantations here. I don't know if I like that. Did anybody take Camp Pantheon? What is going on here? River Goddess. That's fine. It's fine. It'll work. War and Plunder. Seriously. How did they not take Camp Pantheon? What is that? Throw. Did these guys take it? God of Craftsmen. What is going on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in their first 3 cities. 5 camps in their first 3 cities, and they took a free builder. Yikes. Yikes. Okay, Butts, how you doing? Who ended up winning yesterday's game? 12 plus won the game. 12 plus won the game. Picked it for growth mother worker. Still a terrible decision, though. Still a terrible decision. Hope you're not trying to defend it. Because that's a horrible decision. Sorry, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but it was the wrong choice. It was the wrong choice. But they were 18 plus when they finished. Bronto with the jokes. Bronto with the jokes. Good to have everybody here, by the way. Yeah, there's definitely potential here. This galley's going to come over here and scare the crap out of Cree. Now, like I said, he's lucky. He's only got 1 city on the coast, and it's only a 1-tile access, so he's not going to necessarily lose the city. But he's going to have to fight on the water eventually, which is going to split his resources up. I think the biggest thing right now for Sphinx is to invest a lot of money into getting the tempo back for England here. They have potential settles all over this. Like they can do a lot of good here, but they're going to need to sink some resources into them. You know, I wouldn't mind Magnus in the capital, to be honest with you. Go chop, get some momentum back. Chop out an extra couple settlers. Get moving. By the way, did anybody miss Golden? We're about to find out. We'll see what happens. Another settler coming. Still hasn't gone south here. So long walks to settles here, right? It's gonna be slow pace from Basil, for sure. And this is the guy that killed the city, right? So this actually got out. It can actually move 3 tiles a turn and got past the archers. Galley's out. A couple more settlers are out. Should be a couple of really good tempo cities here for BTS. We'll see what happens. This is gonna be a major factor in the game. A good solid setup for France, about to get to 4 and then 5 cities, versus 3 city setup. They have a lot of units out. Looks like they're Legion rushing, or not Legion, but sorry, Hoplite rushing Shinguete. Slinger rushing up here. A lot of units out. A really long Temple of Artemis. Serious tempo issues down here. Getting another hoplite out. Did anybody miss? Actually, no. Sorry, that's the other spectator. I'm like, oh my god, I see a normal thing. Okay, everybody made golden. No panics. Monumentality for Basil, no surprise. Monumentality for Menelik, no surprise. Monumentality for Japan, no surprise, since they all went holy sites first. Pen brushes. Actually, no. I was gonna say pen brushes across the board. Victoria and Cyrus are going for early science, so they're gonna go early harbors, I guess. I'm not sure I like it. They're gonna get harbors quickly with their city patron goddess, but I don't know about that. So, okay, so they actually went and bought them a galley. They bought him a galley to defend, and he's going after an archer. Pretty interesting stuff. He did divert, obviously. He probably saw the boat and diverted his tech to go get it. Yeah, we'll see how good the job they do of taking advantage there. Sphinx is resettled over here. Getting down half-price harbors. Gonna let them get their science up quickly. Certainly there's some lost momentum, but they'll be fine. They're going to obviously have access to Giant's Causeway, which means they'll be able to defend with strong units. They have some good land to settle. I wouldn't count them out just yet. Artemis and 1. Let's check out the yields for the for the monumentalities. 14 a turn for Basil. 14 a turn currently for Menelik. Only 4 a turn for Hojo. But shrines are going up. More holy sites. Like I said, they're half price, so they'll get up quickly. Japan's doing 2 a turn, so they're a little ways away from getting theirs. Temple of Artemis complete, which will give them some tempo. But it's tempo into some pretty... they're going to have to go non-fresh into good land here if they want to get it. But it's dangerous because there could be a potential 2v1 coming south, right? Like BTS, Gorgo is in as much trouble as England, honestly, or more. When you consider that Ethiopia with Crusade to their north and France over here. Now, France got unfortunate. Maybe they didn't check it. And they didn't, of course, know where anybody was at the time. But they actually started here and settled here. Which is actually going to hurt France quite a bit. Because if they were here, then they would have had their +5 over here on this continent. With their Garde Impériales. Instead, they have +5 on this little white continent where they're not really going to be doing much fighting, other than I suppose they could defend a Crusade push if they tried to do it. But by the time a Crusade push, well, it's not a Crusade push now because they lost it, but any sort of push that could ever come from him at this point would be late enough that the guards would get him. Could be a Kree push, though, as well. Kree could come and give some challenge. This could be a very interesting match. It's turn 33, still trying to get the third city out. That's a slow tempo on Basil. 3 cities out, 2 more settlers on the way here. Not sure what that government plaza is all about. I don't know what that's all about. I questioned Sacred Path is fine, but I honestly, since you're not going to be chopping resources, so the stone's staying, right? The stone is staying, and things like that. You're going Sacred Path just means you're denying yourself chops by going Sacred Path as well. And it's not actually currently giving him a lot of faith anyway. It's only giving him 3 faith right now as it is. Whereas if he'd have gone Stone Circles and got the builders out, he could have got a builder. He could have gotten production and faith, production and faith, production and faith, production and faith. Like all through here, production and faith. You know, like this, it's a lot of value in Stone Circles for him. Another Pantheon I'm not 100% sure I agree with. That's for sure. The quick harbors are coming out. Is this one built now or no? Yeah, it's just under construction. He's getting his Gov Plaza down, which is, well, it's going to boost a harbor anyway. I probably would have put it somewhere that it could impact a couple of campuses. It would have been pricey, but you could have put it here and then gone like campus or something. But, you know. Got a +3 campus here, I guess, anyway. Settlers on the move. Probably settle the rice. Work the 3-2. It's got a harbor. +3 campus is kind of bad. I'd rather go commercial hubs. Another reason why I didn't like this settle is because there's no commercial hub action. A couple of things I would have done differently. Oh, there's a forest fire up here. This was a good idea. This was a very good idea. Starting to get the culture online, so his tempo is actually looking pretty good, statistically speaking anyway. But honestly, when you look at it, statistically, despite losing a city, Pompey up here with France and the Black Queen actually looking pretty good. Actually looking pretty good. They still got their God of the Sea, got some tiles up to work. Really good land. Got an early Moksha. They've got their half-price harbors built, of course. The Royal Naval Dockyards is getting them some extra science. Once this is built, that's another 4. So once these get built, they'll have really good stats and some really good tempo. Solid production cities. Hopefully they'll get some settlers going, and they'll be right back in this, no problem. And then Creo have to decide which front they want to fight on. Why is there so much throwing? I mean, yeah. So the religion pick Sunbro for Ethiopia right here got Crusade and Coral. And then on the other side, it ended up being Feed the World and Tithe. So what ended up happening is, at the end of one turn, both apostles, or great prophets, sorry, both great prophets were standing on their holy sites, but they both couldn't settle because they had 4 turns and they both moved like 4 movement, and they had to wait till the next turn. So they were both standing there ready to go. And so at that point, I was like, well, they're both going to end up with Feed the World, because they're both going to end up with Crusade, because they're going to try to deny it, but they won't get fast enough. But apparently Ethiopia loaded in fast enough that they were able to take the full package, Coral into Coral into Crusade, before the other guy could get loaded into that screen, meaning it wasn't available when they loaded in. And I caught them up. Violet Plague, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here. So another city there. Curious what he settles here. Maybe you settle the horses, so you have a 3 food base, work in the 3-2 and the 3-2. Wouldn't mind that, actually, settling the horses. I like that he's getting a lot of coastal cities up. He'll have the potential. Well, no, he's not going to settle that. So this is probably the most he can do. He could settle something here, but then he'd be defending hard on the land, which is not great. Settlers are finally coming here for Greece. We'll see what they get done. Already 4 cities on France, and soon to be 5. So certainly an advantage there in tempo. Audience chamber coming. Campus already built, statistically speaking, 16 and 21, 18 and 23. So pretty similar stats amongst the two of them. They must have an early Pingala. They do have an early Pingala up, so that's the big difference there. Pingala and 2 will give them another bump in stats. Encampment down. So the first side of an encampment, we're going Ancestral Hall. I don't know if I like the Ancestral Hall call, because they're going to run out of space this way with France, and they're going to have to be careful, maybe 1 or 2 more cities in the direction of England. And then they're basically surrounded. I don't like Ancestral Call Hall here. They've already got 6 cities. Maybe 1 more here. Another one here. I don't know. Like, yeah, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 more cities total. I mean, like, they're gonna have to leave some space for Byzantium here. We'll see how many more cities they get, but I'm not sure I like the Ancestral Hall call, to be honest with you. Getting a nice advantage on some early stats with the culture from the plantations. Of course, there's lots of them. So it's actually a pretty good pick for them. And that city-state has died. Who was that? 5 quick cities out and an audience chamber coming is really nice tempo for Ethiopia. 5 cities quickly with another settler on the way for France. Who died? Does anybody know where that city was that died? Getting an ancestral hall is ambitious. Although they have all this land out here they know about, so I don't hate it. I mean, they have it. I don't know. They have it, but it'd be interesting. They're going to have to basically go bottom tree. They'll settle up a lot around this lake to make their Royal Navy dockyards. They're in a tough position here with a couple of opponents. So it'll more be about kind of defending. There's actually a second con here, so he could potentially go here, but you got to be careful here. So they're not really. Yeah, Eddie Coffin, despite losing the city, very strong. Of course, they have the Wonder Settle and really nice tiles. Like they're built. I like the builder coming. Really good to get some builders out to get some tempo. Obviously, you want to get this fish going. You want to get this tile going as well. Chop out of the capital. I would have liked to have seen maybe a quick Magnus in here to go chop with all these trees and stuff, but it's fine. It'll work fine. You just got to make sure you're getting that tempo early. The fishes are up here. Neural Navy Dockyard is going to help them. Really good stats, obviously. Getting an early Moksha combined with the free culture off of this city here is giving them the culture, and then of course their dedication is giving them already 7 science, and it's about to be 10 total science. So they're really off to a good start statistically because of that. And God of the Sea, yeah, they got God of the Sea. Speaking of pantheons, I wanted to check out the momentum here. Audience chamber, really like the game so far coming from Cyrus. I'm a huge Cyrus fan, as you guys know. Getting a builder out, getting some tiles improved a little bit. Like to continue to see some more builders for momentum here. But yeah, the quick naval dockyards is going to allow them to compete really well for the Great Admirals. Sorry, England at 2, Persia at 2, so they're kind of competing back and forth there. And plus, who got War and Plunder? Was that France that got War and Plunder, I think? Speaking of which, Xi'an is up, so anybody gets onto commercial hubs, they get a free merchant. That'll be alright for them. And we did see that Japan's got their prophet, so let's see what they've got for a religion. Zen meditation into lay ministry. That's actually not too bad. It's not too bad. Lay ministry works out really, really well for them. So that's a Japan classic, of course. Zen meditation, if they're going to get a lot of cities, free amenities is not terrible. Work ethic would have worked too, I guess. Let's see what their momentum is here. So they've got a little bit of everything coming here. Settler. Let's check out the yields. 21 faith, 21 faith, 23. So actually Japan's jumped into the lead on faith per turn. Nobody really killing it at the moment. This city doesn't even have a holy site placed yet. Curious to see if they're going to go holy site in every city. Yeah, exactly. Amenities never hurt. Amenities never hurt. Especially if you're going to try and get a lot of cities. We've seen some really nice plays from Japan on Highlands map, going holy sites, monumentality into really really wide, and getting the +5 campus down quickly is smart. I like that a lot. I'm assuming, yeah, they're on monumentality, yeah. So their total monument, their total faith. So there's everyone's spending their faith pretty quick here. Does the other team know how to nuke today? Actually, Sphinx was the one who kind of messed up the nukes. Ooh, hello. Little buff action there. Excuse me, got the hiccups. Quick Arena looks like a play. Interesting settle here. Going non-fresh with no ability to actually get an aqueduct. They can obviously go granary and, you know, build some farms and figure out ways to make that happen. But Colosseum play here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The Colosseum right here will actually not hit this city, but it would potentially hit like these 4, a 5th here, 6, 7. I mean, you could have an 8-city Colosseum, but it's a really early play for it. Turn 41. It's a really early Colosseum play. It's a really early Colosseum play, and a Magnus is in there to do it as well. So be curious to see. I don't know. I don't think he wants to chop the deer as Ethiopia, so maybe he'll jump over here. Because he's probably going to want to work the deer as a camp, especially since he's non-fresh. He's going to want the what do you call it? The camp. You think he'll chop it? I don't think I would. He's got chops. It's an early. He's doing a super early play. He's got 2 more chops. There's no reason why I shouldn't be able to get it. There's no reason to fear. But we'll see. Maybe he will. Yep, it's gone. Oh no, he just chopped the tree there. Okay, sorry. Yeah, whether or not he chops the deer, I mean, not the. Obviously, he's chopping the tree. Who got Feed the World? Byzantium got Feed the World. Choral music into Crusade denied for Ethiopia. Feed the World into Tithe as a consolation for Byzantium, and then Zen into Lei for Japan. He's going to chop so much the city's going to be in permadrought. Yeah. That's very, very good possibility. If he chops this, I mean, there's good trees around as long as he's careful. There's already drought possibility right here. Already a good chance of a drought possibility right there because of the chopping. I really hope he doesn't chop the deer. Forest fire has started here. Potentially pretty good one, actually, for him. Encampment training project, so very interesting. What has Japan got planned? A lot of battles for generals. C'est pas encore internationaliste le rush Colosseum. Are we seeing another rush for the Colosseum? We all understood, chicken. Indeed. Hey, hey, Damery. Uh, you're not playing today. I noticed. Audience, builders, a lot of builders out. I like to see this for the tempo. Getting some chops done for the tempo here. I should when I saw. Well, it was a very interesting position, but they've bounced back really well. The one key is that they're going to need to get the settler card in and settle a bunch more cities. But they've got some good momentum and they've got some good stats. But the key is going to be right now is switch, like in 2 turns, I want to see settlers in all 3 cities coming out. If I see that, then I'll like their position. Getting a forward settle coming in here from Byzantium. Byzantium's got kind of a slow tempo early. Statistically, way behind. They were really late on their 3rd settle. They're kind of screwed on land. Of course, they lost out on their crusade. I'm just trying to take a look here. So we got encampment down here, having gone completely non-fresh. Oh, this is Mexico City. This is the one they took, so they didn't have control over that. So they've gone campus into encampment here. I don't mind the setup here. That's obviously a really nice campus here. They've got good tiles to work, so this city's got good momentum. God tier land from Cree. If Cree doesn't do something here, then they're gonna have to question their playstyle, because they absolutely have God tier land right from the get-go. Horses are coming. Encampment projects are coming. The push is going to come in here to England. I hope it's not too late for them to get the settlers out, to be honest, because there's going to be a push. They're in a tough spot. They're stuck on 3 cities. It's tricky, but I would love to see quick chops for settlers. Like, right here, chop in Magnus City for settlers. This builder maybe does a chop for a settler to go that way. Maybe start spitting units out in London. They need units, and they need to get them onto the... Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Another 8-hour game. Don't even joke about it. Yeah, they've gone River Goddess, which is more of a long-term plan. I believe they were denied what they would have liked. They would have liked to have had... I would imagine they would have liked to have had... what do you call it? Sacred Path. But that too was denied. I didn't like the Sacred Path choice, to be honest with you, on Ethiopia. But, yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what they do here. Hippodrome is down. They're obviously going to go all in to try and kill England here. England's going to have to get their bootstraps on. Wow. Really aggressive play. Really aggressive play here from Greece. They got... This is actually a really good settle here for tiles. Encampment training, Immortals. Really aggressive play, considering they've got France to their left and 2 neighbors to the north, all on the other side. The Shingueti takedown, of course, we heard that and we were wondering where it was. There it is. That was the hoplite push. Here comes the hoplite push coming north. He's going all in. Another settler's out. Into Warlord's Throne. Here comes a couple horses. Be interesting to see what the play is from France. How aggressive they want to get. A couple more settlers sitting on 5 cities currently. A couple horses out. The old hoplite push, yeah. No, I agree, though. I feel like they had god tier land, but they've shied away from the coast, and now like these cities are all good. Like this can die to frigates. Oh, actually no, because the jungle. As long as it doesn't shot the jungle, it would be fine, right? But yeah, he could absolutely get infiltrated here. He's losing the sea battle for sure. This push is not going to happen. Like, I don't know what he's doing here. General into an Ethiopia push, I guess. Because, I mean, if he tries to push Immortals through this gap, he's going to get absolutely owned. I like the campus coming up here. Lots of harbors. Let's see. One general out. That's for Byzantium. Victoria got the first... Admiral, it's the Quadrim. General, Japan, Cree, and France? Persia denied, maybe? Is Persia just running the card? I think Persia might be just running the card. No, I wasn't. I was talking about the other way around, though. Is what his plan is to, like, I don't know if he's trying to push there, but like, I don't really like. He's got units coming here. He's getting a general. He's running a project for a general. So he's planning a push. He's not just securing land. He's planning a push. I'm just curious about what exactly it is he's doing here. Like, what's the push plan? You don't want to go Arel with France free simming over here to your left. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like he had enough distance that he could have done other things, but we'll see. He did get a coastal settle here. Interesting. Josh, thank you very much for the biddies. You are the man. Thank you very much for that. Campus almost done here. Great scientist already in the bag. Who else is working great scientist? Well, it's Cree. Everybody's making a push for Hypatia here. Yeah, everybody keeps passing to try and make a play on Hypatia. France, the first into commercial hubs. They'll get a chance at that free trade route. As New Gorgo, you just press fascism on turn 1 and hope to make it. Getting a lot of cities out, obviously. Took one down. 6 cities here. Here comes the horsey push. They might wish that they had these hoplites here, over here, in a minute. Shep, good to see you, buddy. By the way, Shep, I was going to actually message you this morning, but I didn't get a chance. I was too busy popping balloons. But I wanted to see how your Tuesday is lined up, this coming Tuesday, to potentially resume... Josh, resume our marathon of Josh. I can't even get words out now. Cobra Kai. So he is doing harbor projects. He's getting harbors up instead of commercial hubs. Interesting move here, actually. It's kind of funny. How many generals are gone now? All the generals are gone. All the generals went. Gorgo got one, Cree got one, Japan got one. So France and Persia both got denied. Funnily enough, that France is still actually running the encampment project, so they might want to just turn that off for now. Lots of settlers coming. France is in full freesim mode, but they're doing a bit of a horse push. Interesting choice to go horse push against Greece, because you'd think hoplites, hello. But the hoplites are actually securing the north, and there's no real sign of any desire to secure the west, and there could be some serious problems for them here. The horses will be able to defend here, so he'll actually be okay with the general and versus 4 horses. He'll be fine. This is just a bit of a get you scared kind of thing. You missed the question with the thousands of balloons that were popping on your screen. Gorgo, I mean, I don't know if they're in a good position to pressure. I think they're in a good position to stay well defended. Why are you so against balloons, Josh? It's such a good game. So no settlers came. It's unfortunate that they lost their tempo here. I'd love to have seen them on 5 cities right now. The 14-turn campus, I have to say I disagree with. I'd rather see you getting another settler out, to be honest with you. I agree that he needed to get units up, and he's got them up. I hope that he's got Spear of Fion on these guys. He does. Yeah, so he's got Spear of Fion. What's the yields right now on gold? Ethiopia doing their thing. Pretty good gold income. Pretty good amount of savings. They're going to want to be able to throw swords up here. But yeah, Spear of Fion. This would be almost impossible push. All the general's going to do is make up for Spear of Fion. Pushing into this will just be death. This is just a defensive play here. So Kree went out and got a general, but doesn't even have a grouping of classical units to do anything with it at this point. So I don't know what to say about that. Persia, absolutely beautiful first early start, getting out the those big harbors and making themselves some really nice adjacencies for the science. I like it a lot. Kree's having a good game. If they weren't, I'd have some problems because they had the best spawn by far, absolute god tier. Byzantium's definitely behind. Stuck on 3 cities. Victoria's kind of slid into a Relville. I just do not like this 13-turn campus idea. And it's just a +1. Spending 13 turns to get 1 more science? No. That's not how you play the game. Don't pretend you don't play. It's just the name. It drives you. Oh, the name drives you nuts. And this incessant popping. The question was, by the way, Shep, was I was inquiring about your desire on Tuesday, if you were available, to potentially resume our Cobra Kai. Ooh. Maybe don't put the horse on the front line. There you go. Spear of Fion horsey sitting there for you. Yeah. Like you know you're pushing into Spear of Fion because you've seen it. I mean, you don't come like this is just that was just throwing away units there. You know you're pushing into Spear of Fion. A couple of horsies just thrown in there. I mean, if you're gonna come with like twice as many units in a coordinated fashion. Like you just gotta be smart about what you're doing with your units here, right? Like I don't mind getting some units there to pressure, right? To make them keep building units, keep them morale, but you know, maybe come back when you've got your unique unit. Like this is you're just gonna lose units here. These might not have Spear of Fion here. That one doesn't. That one doesn't. He needs to just keep building units and cycling them over here so he can cover this end as well. I mean, if he can get second golden and keep his science up, he'll be fine because of his Spirifion whole situation here, right? But they got to be feeding them everything they've got, though. All the gold, all the time. They need to do it. It's Highlands map. That's right, Highlands map. Edmund, good to see you. You'll have to talk to the teams about a remap, though. Red Moon Duo, thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. Welcome in, everybody. The upgrade came in here, fell back into place there. Wouldn't mind him just sliding these archers back off the front line. They're fine, but yeah, this is just going to be Retreatville. This is actually doing him a favor. Standing on this campus is actually doing him a favor because he shouldn't be trying to build it right now anyway. He 100% needed to be building units or a settler in this city. I wouldn't have minded. Well, he doesn't have the chops really that he wants to get rid of, but yeah. Hello. Thank you very much for the raid. Welcome in, guys. Scarlet Bunny with an X. I followed you guys. Love supporting everyone. Thank you very much for the follow, Scarlet. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for the raid. It's good to see everybody. For those of you wondering, this is the Civ 6 Invitational Multiplayer Tournament. Many of the top teams in the world, most of the top players in the world involved. It's week 1 action, and it's a good game so far. This push. Oh, looks like there was a builder steal. There was a builder here. I assumed it was going to be a builder steal, and they got it. But the general plus horses was all it needed to stop that. This little hoplite action failed miserably, it appears, because they've got 1 unit dead and 1 unit on the move. This hoplite's just taking a peek. This is just, yeah. Luckily for Greece that they're wide. They got 7 cities already. Some of them are pretty good cities. Some of them are kind of meh. But in any case, it's a good start for them. Getting lots of cities, getting the Shingueti takedown. This city should be able to do a lot of good things for them. They should be able to pivot to their culture, obviously. I see the Acropolis down there. Obviously, a couple built already. Another one placed. Like, there's no way I go intelligence agency before finishing the Acropolis, though. Like, that's just a mistake. The Acropolis, you just build the Acropolis. It's for culture. Just take it. The intelligence agency can wait after turn 53. Like, that's just easy sauce. Bit of a little flank through here. He's got a couple horses back there. Bit of a push. It'll be fine. Still going full sim mode back here on France. Commercial hubs. Campuses, settlers, love it. The general acquisition over here was just a bit of a Papega push, mostly just on defense mode with the archers, mostly on sim with monuments, some heavy chariots coming here, lighthouse. I'd be curious to see cartography in 2 on Cyrus. Is very interesting. I'd be curious to see what Kree's doing. They've actually just gone printing. They're full bottom tree, 6 turns on printing. They're a long ways from, well, they got good science. But they're a long ways from 66 science. They've really got a good sim going with that God spawn. 50 science for France. 7 turns on the era. If France can figure out a way to get a golden age, which it doesn't, with 3 cities and not much else to do, don't really know. But if they could ever get the golden age and keep that science going, that would be a huge help to push them to their guard. Sorry, not France, England. Sorry, England. France is obviously on free sim. They should definitely get it. But yeah, I was speaking more about. Getting pushed back here. A lot of units here, not nearly enough there. It's a one-tile choke to hit through, so it'll be a slow takedown, and the walls will come, so he should be perfectly fine. But yeah. This is a good little setup here. We have a crash. Pompey is disconnected. But yeah, sorry, I was misspeaking there. England, if they can get second golden, would be a big difference for them. France down here on free sim. 5 cities, a 6th coming out on a settler. My guess is he settles the 1, 2, 3. Yeah, my guess is he settles here, sets up trade routes with Cyrus. Be a really good setup here across the water, and then you could just throw what's her name in here, Reyna, to make big gold as the trade routes funnel through here. Should be pretty easy to hold, obviously. And then you can really you can settle the coast as much as you want because you know you're going to control it. You could settle something over here. You probably don't want to settle too much more this way, obviously, with Cree around, but Cree's got other things to worry about. A settler coming here is going to get him to 6 cities, so this gets him to 7. I think there's another partially built settler in here that they can keep going on. 8 cities. Yeah, be interesting. Who sent the nuke? I know, right? It's basically the same setup as the CWC. 2 divisions. Everybody plays. Everyone in the division. So 5 games. I believe it's 2 games each team this week. 2 games each team next week. And then in week 3, everybody plays 1 game with potential tiebreakers. So 3 weeks of the kind of round robin, and then we'll slip into some sort of a playoff system. I believe that's going to be similar to how the Civil World Cup was set up as well. Frankly, I think Gorgo is a 7 and 9 city fascism push rather than a CV or CV defensive push. No, I agree that I agree that they're a fascism with their military strength kind of thing. I agree. With their ability to get the extra military strength from the slots, from the military cards. No, I completely agree. I'm not sure why you mentioned that. Did somebody say something different? The reason I was saying that you build these first is that it's a half-price district that gives you 4 culture, right? Plus, you're on Pen Brush, so it actually gives you 6 culture. So this is, in this city, this Acropolis right here is probably 2 turns. Oh, well, yeah, but yeah, they were able to get to 7 cities quickly. Yeah, they stole a city plus made 6. Oh, okay, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not like you need a ton of cities. Yeah, 6 or 7 cities. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, no, exactly. You don't need to get super wide and spam like Pericles. Get 15 cities and they all just make sure you build an Acropolis and then you're fine, right? But this here, like I said, this is probably a 2-turn Acropolis right now in your capital with this much production. Like, what's the production here? 28 production, half-price district. There's no way this is more than 2 turns. Spending 7 turns on intelligence agency and not taking that 6 culture per turn is just a mistake. That 6 culture a turn you could have after maybe 2 turns of production while you build the intelligence agency. Like that's just an easy call. That's just an easy call. Especially like you said, when you're what the whole point is to try and push as quickly as you can to fascism. Every turn of culture matters, obviously, right? So do. The spy continues bugged. Yes. The spy bug is continued. There's no spy missions allowed. They're banned. The only thing you're allowed to do is the continuous mission to for the whatever it's called to gain sources for the +3 or the +5, I should say. That's the only one you're allowed to do. Because if you fail, you crash. Yeah, you can't do any leveling missions. You can only do the thing. Mojave Temple. Not bad. Mojave Temple. Pretty good sim coming here. 7-city sim set up on Ethiopia. Well done so far. I can't see their yield right now on Faith. They did get a Coliseum, obviously. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. It's a 4-city Coliseum setup. Because they've settled everything else outside of the range. Quite sad. Hopefully they'll get some more cities out, though. But they've eaten up any potential for cities around here to be on it with their choices for settles. Very sad, Gamer Clint. But do Victor Terracotta... Yes, they're okay, yes. I can't see Ethiopia's Faith right now because this is in the way. I don't know what their per turn. I think it ends in an 8, but I can't see anything else. Looks like it's double digits. So 88? 78? I don't know. 68? But yes, Terracotta and Victor 3 are allowed to get a level 2 spy. Those methods are still available if you want to try them to get the level 2 spy. Other than that, there's no way to get a level spy. It ends in 8. Exactly. This much we know. There'll be a Jade Saddle, I would imagine, coming in here. Some good hills in the second ring and third ring out this way. Some good tiles even this way. So pretty good settle, actually. Grasslands gang, obviously. You know what we haven't seen a play on yet is Edamanaki. There's been no Edamanakians so far. I wouldn't mind seeing a play for it out of Gorgo, actually. They have a ton of marsh here. They have cities that could build it here or here. Getting this late, a high production city would bang it out pretty quick. You could even... wow, look at this. I mean, you got to get a settler out and settle this. Really, really good tiles. Oof. Maybe settle the rice and build it off of these tiles. Just chop it out. Wow. Yeah. Just settle, chop out of Manaki. Tons of science, lots of growth to take advantage of it. I would absolutely be getting a settler over there as quick as I could. Yeah, I suppose it could be worrisome on frigates. You're right. And you can't... I guess you could settle, like, the stone, I suppose, to save you till battle. You could settle it on the stone and still chop it. Probably be a smarter idea, yeah. But it's certainly a great city. I mean, you grow into good production, into using the Edamanaki tiles. You could put Liang in here for the extra production. Like, these would be amazing tiles. 2 camps for the Camp Pantheon that they didn't take. Because, yeah, unfortunate. But we won't dwell on it. They're playing a good game. They denied a general and put themselves in a position to defend well to the north and to the west. Actually playing quite well. Other than Camp Pantheon and the refusal to build this Acropolis before... before they build the spy thingy, majig. Intelligence agency. So some pre-builds coming in here for the UU. For Basel, who's on a 5-city, about to be 6-city setup. So much land. So here's another one. I want to take. We have Japan's kind of off on their own here. We haven't even taken a good look at it. Oracle play. Not going to make it for Golden, which they don't need. How? By the way, how is Golden looking? Free Sim France needs to get to work on Golden. By the way, they need to get a wonder going. +3 campus will help. No, it won't. They've already got that. Commercial hub is not going to help because it's only a +3. 6 turns to go. Mostly free sim. You hate to see it. But they need to get to work. Victoria, on the other hand, if they could ever find a way to snag... What is this campus? The points, 5 points. They and to keep their science. I mean, it's only 30, but it's still enough to keep going to stay relevant in the game, right? Like if they lose that science, they're just going to get run over. They really need that extra 10 science they're getting from their harbors to kind of stay in the game for a while and wait for rescue. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. But other than that, Golden Age coming in easy for Cyrus. Cyrus is such a great civ for getting second golden because you got 8 points sitting right there with your unique unit and your unique improvement. Really easy to grab a golden with them. Ethiopia, 2 points away, shouldn't be a problem, I would think. Gorgo's already there. Japan's already there. Korea's already there. And Basil's 2 points away. I would imagine that won't be a problem either. So, overall, I would love to see Japan get a bunch more settlers out. Their current faith per turn, by the way, it was 78 on Ethiopia, 47 on France, or on France, on Japan. They have not continued the holy site first mentality, which means they're not going to get super wide. Yeah, I don't know. They just have so much land here. Like they can settle all this for free. Like they could have gone holy site first in their first 7 or 8 cities, got massive amounts of faith, went triple monumentality into theater squares, and absolutely blew this shit up. And currently they're just kind of hanging out and simming on 7 cities. They are getting a settler out down here, but Cree looks like they're going to set up on 7 cities. Again, I mentioned it early. They went for Ancestral Hall, and I was saying, where are they going to put cities to justify that? I mean, they took this city, so there's no free builder there. I think they've gotten 1 free builder. There were 5 cities. They got 1 free builder so far, and there's no settlers coming. More cities to settle up here, but this is getting more dangerous, and it's starting to get the land starting to get stolen from them up here. Bit of a dangerous move here. They don't know that there's nothing here. I mean, I guess this warrior just came through here, but if something ever came through here, they could actually get messed up pretty good here. But yeah, there's lots of land for Persia to keep settling up here, back in here. It was Ancestral Hall was a bit of a risky one. Does Japan know the lake is theirs? I mean, they've got to know. They know where everybody on the map is, including their teammate who's over here. I mean, at this point, they have to know where everybody is. It's too late in the game to know people's positions. Yeah, this is completely scouted. This is god tier land. Like, just get... Like, Japan should just go holy sites in every city. They're half price. Get your shrines and temples built. Big faith per turn. Monumentality. Spray settlers across the map. Convert to theater squares half price into campuses. Get crazy stats. and just absolutely destroy the world. The Japan is so capable on this map with all this space and 3 half-price districts to choose from. Yeah. Absolutely. Gorgo fascism. Japan could do big things. At this point, I feel like these two are kind of in a position to try to take this out. Really good sim here. Bit of a tight spot, rough location for Byzantium, who's had a rough go of it so far. They lost obviously Crusade, and with tough land and long ways to expand, like it's this. Yeah, their stats are pretty irrelevant at this point. So yeah, the big thing I think is for them to keep this busy while Kree sims up a bit more, and then finishes it off, and then I guess Kree would want to try and pressure France. Problem with that is this is easily defendable for France once they get to their guard. Good news for Gorgo is that this is not going to help them with the guard because of the settle right here. The settle was here, Gorgo would be in a lot more trouble. By the way, Courser push potential. Courser's here. Settle coming in there as we predicted. Gonna probably want more units. More Coursers coming. I like to see it. So they're going to be well set up for defense. They did a good job of getting their cities out, though. I like that. They've done a good job of getting their cities going, and they'll be in a position to fight against Gorgo. Here comes the unit movement now. This is a stalemate, obviously. Good little immortal setup there. Grandmaster's Chapel. 107 faith a turn now for Ethiopia. Going to be very interesting to see how these guys choose to play this game out. Victoria go. Yeah, I mean, Victoria needs to be trying to push, definitely. I mean, where are they on tech? Machinery and 2, so they'll have crossbows. I have to think that they probably already have apprenticeship. Oh no, he had to go to military tactics for men-at-arms. That's right too. They moved it. I forgot about that. So they still have some room there. But crossbows into men-at-arms is probably the play. For sure. Yeah, crossbows into men-at-arms to survive. They'll be able to survive a long time at crossbows and men-at-arms for sure. And yeah, tanks. Oh yeah, for sure. It's not very many games on Highlands don't get decided at tanks. This is a little bit of trouble here. This is a 2-charger. You could shift enter here onto there. Shift enter it to there, and you can save the builder and block the tile. This cursor can come to here. You can line that up there. But you're going to need to bring these units south to compete. With no general, it's not going to be easy. France will have a general slowly. A quick project would be very helpful for them to get a courser. I'd almost be running a project. Do they not have a... Yeah, I'd almost be running... Well, I guess they can run a project next turn after this guy. Once this guy pops, I would get a project going, get that general quick, so that you can push with these 4 or 5 coursers this way with your general to get him off of this city before you lose it. Tough choke, though. 2 guys just stay on those tiles right here. Actually, no, I'd probably go stay on these 2 tiles here. Well, yeah. Either way. this guy's coming as well, so they'll be able to get some extra stacking bonus. Commercial hubs going up. Let's see. Who did they get? The merchants? I know they were going commercial hubs. No, nothing yet. They'll have it in 2 turns. They'll have the free trade route. That'll be helpful considering they've got the Persian trade route system set up. I like to see, like I said, I'd like to see Reina in that city. Would be good. They've gone with the audience, so they're getting all the... I don't really know. I guess this is just in case they get pushed this way. He's got an emergency Victor here, but Victor here would actually make a lot of sense. Move Victor here and then get Reina in there. Nice little +3 campus set up there. I saw that. Put one out there. +3 there. Not sure why they didn't... Well, I guess because this could have been potentially pillaged, yeah. Oh, wait, this is on a... Oh, sorry, this is a +3. Because this is a fissure. Sorry, I forget it. Okay, so here comes the units. They did shift enter the builder actually into the water. Guarding this choke here, that's really well done. Not much you can do to break through that now. And I like this setup here. You give up a couple pillages, but this setup works. They're not really going to be able to push this city with the walls coming. I would like to see a general project here, though, instead, I think. Yeah, they're 10 turns away from a general right now. If they ran a project, they could have one in like 2. England's running a project, by the way, for a general. They should have one next turn for their crossbows. Yeah, they'll have one next turn for their crossbows. Oh! Hello! I was just about to say we need to check out the admirals. Is this Gov Plaza in their capital? Yes, it is. Oh, wait, no, it's not. It belongs to this city. What did he build here? Oh, harbor as well, I guess. Because if he lost his... I was going to say, he loses Gov Plaza. Yeah, Vicky just decided to stay on 3 cities, build units. They had enough science that they're gonna get. They've gotten to crossbows. They got machinery, and then now they're at mathematics. And then they're gonna go to military tactics to get men at arms. And with a general, men at arms, crossbows, they will not get killed. I don't think too quickly. With Spirify units sitting around.